Good morning, everyone. Well, today's gonna be a fun day. I'm sure you're wondering what we're gonna be up to, and today we are going to the Kennedy Space Center, NASA. So I have lots of footage for you, and we're basically gonna cover the things we did not cover last year. So we'll be covering the space shuttle area, the rocket garden, I believe they call it, things of that nature. So just want to make sure that you like, share, and subscribe this video, and please endorse NASA. Please, it is an entirely visitor funded complex, so definitely take the time to go and check them out. Prices are reasonable for a whole day of fun, and you get to really see a lot of the things that are going on over at NASA and working with SpaceX, things of that nature. So talk to you later. Bye.
We meet in an hour of change and challenge, in a decade of hope and fear. As we set sail, we ask God's blessing for the most hazardous and dangerous and greatest adventure on which man has ever embarked.
Well, hey everyone, welcome to the Kennedy Space Center and Visitor Center. We're going to be checking out a lot of things we didn't check out last year, as I said in my intro video from this morning. And we're going to start with the Heroes and Legends, the United States Astronaut Hall of Fame. It's right outside of the rocket garden, so we'll kind of focus on some of these rockets too. So you'll be able to kind of see a little bit more detail. Maybe I'll have Bree climb in that. Hey Bree, you want to climb in that later? That's what they went up with.
December of '68.
Maybe I'll see if she can get in that later on. Oh, these are pretty cool. We'll check everything out here, and we'll let you look around.
You know, I have a lot of heroes. What was my hero?
Your hero.
Superman.
Iron Man, Luke Skywalker.
I can remember being inspired, like most young children, by TV heroes.
I was inspired, of course, by science fiction.
I think we all have popular heroes, movie stars that move us emotionally or make us feel heroic. But I think I am who I am today because of my father.
My father was a hero of mine.
Because he protects me when my brother tries to beat me up. A hero is someone I respect, like my mom.
My hero is my mom, and she inspired me to be a good person.
My hero is Shirley Temple.
I think my hero is Winston Churchill. My hero is Dr. Jane Goodall.
Elon Musk.
Take Levy.
My greatest hero was my maternal grandfather.
Both of my parents are my heroes because growing up, they taught me that I can do whatever I want to do.
They pushed me to be a better person.
Well, everybody that plays into a person's life contributes something and is a hero in some way.
Well, to actually be a hero, I just think you've got to...
You need to be smart.
Maybe brave.
You're supposed to help people to be a hero. A hero means that you have to be determined and really, really, really want to achieve your goals.
Você consegue ser o que você quiser na vida, desde que você estude, trabalhe, persista e sempre faça mais do que espera de você.
It takes a lot to be a hero. It takes selflessness, honesty, integrity.
Doing what you feel is right.
Sacrifice, perseverance, and accountability.
There's the hero is
Brave as can be.
they never give up.
Morning class.
I think that teachers are incredibly important. important. Mr. Miller, I as my teacher, a hero.
These leaders, these people that inspire you, they're everywhere.
Heroes are people who, by their actions and their presence and everything that they do, inspire you to want to be like them.
I think you need a pioneer spirit and just be willing to push the boundaries of what we can achieve as humans, as people.
Being Canadians, we love Chris Hadfield.
Chuck Yeager is my hero. He's my hero because he's the first man to bring the sound barrier.
Tuskegee Airmen, those are the people that sort of paved the way for me with reference to aviation.
And I used to ride my bicycle up to the airport on a regular basis and just sit and watch the airplanes come and go.
My father was in Singapore, the Air Corps, in the Air Force, and Reserve.
As I grew up, I had my own heroes, Charles Lindbergh.
Charles Lindbergh, he was, of course, a hero of a lot of young boys in the era that I had grown up.
I think you're probably going to get a similar answer from, I should say, many of the astronauts who are my age. It was the Apollo program.
Oh yeah, lots of space heroes.
Buzz Aldrin.
Neil Armstrong.
When I was 9 years old, we landed at Apollo 11 on the moon.
Y es un privilegio, es algo mágico realmente, esa experiencia, la conexión que hay entre un astronauta y mucha gente.
Belief in myself started with a very small act from a man named Gene Cernan. For many years, he sent me patches from each of the Apollo space missions.
Guys like John Glenn and Gus Grissom and John Young.
Alan Shepard, Wally Schirra, John Glenn.
In my opinion, he came as an American hero, but he never acted like such.
So those are the types of people that I really admire the most. People that were out on the forefront of exploration, putting their lives on the line.
Those guys are the real heroes.
I was very impressed with their accomplishments.
I can't imagine ever doing what they do, and it's amazing.
They're all the same type of personalities. They work hard, they set goals, they achieve.
He always helps human beings, so that's a hero.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
We're not able at this time to get a specific identification on what the problem is. T-minus 40 seconds now and counting. All systems go.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills.
T-minus 20 seconds and counting.
Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept.
Mission sequence start.
One we are willing to move forward.
All engines running.
And one we intend to win.
Get started. Radio loud and clear. Roger, the clock is operating. We're underway.
I wonder what it was like to be one of those first astronauts.
The 33-ton rocket is poised to hurl America's first man into space at 5,000 miles per hour. Alan Shepard will rocket to 115 miles above the Earth. He will weigh nearly 1,000 pounds with the punishing acceleration of his giant booster rocket.
And you know the old desire of all pilots, when you walk up to the airplane, you always kick the tires just to be sure they're not flat. This particular rocket I was never going to see again. So I just stopped as I approached it, looked up into the glare of the spotlights, and took a look at the rocket. Sort of another way of kicking the tires, so to speak.
Rendezvous, docking, and operating combined spacecraft was a key element of the Apollo strategy. We want to prove that ability on Gemini 8.
3, 2, 1, ignition.
Our orbit was primarily over ocean areas, out of range of flight controllers and tracking stations. We were on our own.
Yes, it's really a smoothie. Oh, you couldn't have the thrill down there that we have up here. Passing Madagascar, leaving com range.
Roger, 8. If you run into trouble and the Agena goes wild, just send command 400 to turn it off and take control of the spacecraft.
Roger, we understand. Thanks, Jim.
I'm not hearing our thrusters fire. Let's go to ACS off, pumps power on.
We're in a spin. It's the Agena. Send command 400. Undock now. It's actually getting worse. Power the system off.
We have serious problems here. We are in the final left-hand roll at the present time.
The hand control is locked up. We can't turn anything on.
Can I hear him say he may have a stop and control? Roger, what on the Agena?
Try the re-entry control system. It might just give us the correction we need.
Do I understand he's used only on skill?
Okay, let's work on one axis at a time here. Much better.
We're regaining control of the spacecraft slowly. In RCS direct.
Okay, fine, keep that. We're coming in for dash 3.
I'd like to argue with him, but I don't know how we can. Command, we will prep for emergency landing at 7-3.
Gemini 8, I have some rescue down for you. The Mason. About 3 hours after splash.
The space program was just starting, and when they put out their criteria for the type people they wanted, I seemed to have all the qualifications that they were looking for. My combat experience in the Marine Corps in the Pacific was a factor. The Marines were being tossed into some of the toughest combat in the early World War II, and then went back out in the Korean War. One of the people who had worked under stress and duress and had come through okay.
Strike Major Flank, still a couple more targets left. I'm taking another pass. Not a good idea, Major Flank. You'll be a flat magnet again. Our fellow Marines need us to get this done. I'm going in. Roger that. Going low. I'm hit. Still have control. Firing. Hang on. Good hit. There's not much left in your tail section. Roger that. Let's see if I can make it back to base.
Welcome to the Air Force, Major Cadet. What do you think about that new F-86 Sabre jet?
Well, I think we're about to find out. Ask me again after we take out these MiGs.
Roger that.
You have to remember my time of growing up in the 1930s. The people of the past, the barnstormers and the people that did the early triumphs in aviation, and one of them, of course, was Charles Lindbergh. They asked me if I would sort of escort Lindbergh down on the beach watching for the launch of Apollo 11.
It'll be a memorable flight. Kind of like your first flight across the Atlantic. The flight I'll remember most is your Apollo 8. The first flight to go around the moon. Now we're going to land on that moon.
As I walked with my hero and looked up at that flaming candle taking off for the stars, it all came full circle. A spark of inspiration shaped my career, and my journey took me beyond my wildest dreams to places like the moon. We had just to turn that spark into a flame with the fuel of curiosity. To learn from our failures, never give up until the goal was reached. My heroes and their heroes before them were driven by this notion. So was the entire NASA team when they started this amazing journey into space. Our heroes and legends drive us into the future. Each generation inspires the next to go further into the unknown, beyond our solar system, beyond our galaxy. I can't wait to see where you will go.
My mom and dad are my role models. They are my number one. They set a path for my brother and me as long as I can remember that if we were willing to study and work really hard, we could do anything we wanted to do, and we should not let anyone limit us and our beliefs.
Charles Logan's voyage began as a young boy. He became involved with the TUC.
So what is a trailblazer? The trailblazer is someone that's gone down the path that someone gone down.
John Harrington, an astronaut whose extraordinary journey was handled by a vision of a fictional universe and a steadfast determination to reach for the stars. Astronaut Nicole Nicholas
See you down there.
Later on, it was the Star Trek series, Mission to Space, TV series like that.
They're literally a
Television series, Star Trek. Get gone. I really like programs.
I had started reading science fiction about second and third grade. I was introduced to H.G. Wells, which was
Carry on the farm. Early as a child, I had gotten a copy of the Jules Verne.
I wonder if they're showing him a lap because he passed away recently.
I read it.
No, these are all programmed previously.
I read that. Cover that. So that was a real eye-opener. So I really train a little bit.
Mississippi Medallion.
The thing that we're looking at now is my Boy Scout snacks. You see out there the bear badges that I had to get to be Eagle Scout.
Actually, sir, and that's one of my Boy Scout certificates, and you know, maybe I started my troop to the moon right there in Boy Scouts. Eagle Scout program, it gives one that sense of discipline and
Germany, that was my first flight. I would have been asked to do it. We were on a fast track to get to Apollo. We were flying a Gemini flight every 6 weeks. Things changed when we got to Gemini now. Gemini 9 was my first flight. I would have done anything I was asked to do. I knew I was good enough to do it.
Gene started my pilot was to fly this Air Force experiment called the Astronaut Maneuvering Unit.
We opened a hatch. Tom Stafford held my feet down so I wouldn't just float out. And I just got the top half of my body out. I stuck my head out into truly a different world, if you will. And then my job was to crawl hand over hand to get back to the back of the spacecraft. I had nothing really to hold on to except a couple handlebars. You're the most helpless creature in the world, on the end of a string floating in zero gravity space.
He was huffing and puffing and having a heck of a time holding his body. He'd go out to the end of his 25-foot table and then boom, he'd torque the spacecraft.
Suddenly realizing my visor was getting fogged up. My heart rate was running 140, 50, 60 at times, 170.
And then he says, Tom, my back is burning up. He had 7 layers of insulation. And right where it went through the zipper, he had ripped. He got a second-degree burn from that.
It was a nightmare getting back in the spacecraft.
He lost 13 pounds in 2 hours and 5 minutes. So that was a real eye-opener. Said, hey, we have to find a way to train, to do it better, how you walk in space, how you work in space, antennas and handles. And so from that, the idea came up. What about training underwater with neutral buoyants? So that changed the whole game. How do you train to walk and work in space?
Soldati che ne fai più misteri, devi dire